do in baseball. That's
And in tennis, you go to boo the umpire.
No, but the
I think they should be irrelevant to the game.
They whistle.
The histrionics are part of the game, and I think
everybody has a different view.
I think seeing the correct person win is more
problem with tennis now is there aren't enough colorful players.
Yeah.
That's.
Meanwhile, next week will be Monday, the 4th of July.
The 5th of July, the holiday.
Yes, the 5th, but we're celebrating the 4th of July.
All right.
Birthday,
happy birthday, and to all of our viewers, we hope you have a wonderful 4th of.
And we'll give them a best of.
We're going to give them the best of.
Yes.
The sports writers.
I hope they pick
a
calm sessions where there's no screaming.
Please give me your thoughts on this name, Anthony Young.
My thoughts are, I think Anthony Young is a good pitcher for the Mets, in spite of losing 24 consecutive games.
I feel sorry for him.
You have to be good to keep going out to the mound and have the manager send you out there. If he were with another team, I think he'd have won a third or more, maybe half of those games. It's what's kind of interesting is that people are coming out to watch him lose. He had 38,000 people come out yesterday or the day before his last outing.
And the Young
for him.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm not sure, Ben.
No,
I think they're rooting against him. I think a lot of
Jost disagrees with everything I say. I disagree with you. I don't think he's a good pitcher. And I know he's got an ERA that's in the 4s. I think this guy, nobody wants to admit it, this guy's lost in relief. He's lost through the years. Well, he's lost as a starter. He's lost in every imaginable way. He's broke a record that has one of the oldest records in baseball. 82 years, I think?
1911.
1911. Okay, 82 years.
82 years.
I think the guy is either his brain is fried, because I don't think anybody can handle this, or he's lacking a little bit of that something to get his teammates behind him, because you cannot lose all these ways that this guy's lost.
Pitching for the Mets, though, it's easier. It's easier.
They're bad, but he was with them last year. Hey, everybody picked the Mets to be first this year.
I did.
A lot of sports writers did.
Well, I did.
Yeah.
And anybody who did was nutty.
Yeah.
They have a manager named Dallas Green. And it's surprising that a Dallas Green has allowed a situation, as loud as he is, allowed a situation like this to occur.
It's not surprising at all, because Anthony is one of his 5 best pitchers.
Yeah, he's one of his better pitchers. There's no question about that.
That doesn't say much.
You know, it's a terrible team. Gentlemen, there was a wonderful AP piece last week on the family of Cliff Curtis, the man who had held the record since 1911. This was interviews with his grandchildren talking about how this man took his losing streak and turned it into profit, went back to his hometown and became a very successful businessman, became a hero to everybody in his hometown, and Cliff Curtis, in his brief career, was never a winning pitcher.
Maybe Young can do the same thing.
Oh, sure. Right. Cliff Curtis didn't have TV. He didn't have all of the pressure. And I saw his grandson, I think it was, or great-grandson, making his plea. Please, Anthony Young, don't lose, because I'd like for my grandfather or great-grandfather's record to last another 82 years.
You don't think Young can...
I saw an interview with Young. The guy was ready to cry. He looked suicidal. He didn't look like he's enjoying any of this.
I didn't ask that. You think he can profit from it?
I admired what he said.
Well, he could if you want to go and make a buffoon of yourself.
Did you hear what he said? And I felt sorry, but I agreed with him. He said, yes, I'm the losing pitcher. It's going down into records. And he said, now I would hope you all leave me alone.
Yeah,
well, everybody.
Is it absurd to ask this question that each time Young pitches, that his teammates try so hard that they choke up batting?
No, because it didn't become an issue for the first 18 games or so. Melito Perez, there have been other guys who've gone 12, 13, 14, 15 games.
24.
Right, and I think
the average
that there's something this guy needs to be taught about pitching, and maybe it's just you're at a point where you could win. We're talking with Cubs manager just the other day, and he said, yeah, we played against these guys. Remember when we played at Wrigley Field? And I said, yeah, in fact, I watched that game. He said, they were way up. And they are ahead anyhow, and they take this poor guy out, and the reliever promptly comes in and gives up about 7 runs or 6 runs or whatever. So he's lost that way.
He's lost every way
possible. This guy is so snake-bit that you just can't have him. I mean...
Then you know what the answer is?
You got to say, Anthony, we love you. You're a great guy. You got a 100-mile-an-hour gun.
Trade.
Trade.
They'll trade him, and he'll go out and win 15.
I would really enjoy seeing him right now with either of our Chicago teams. I think he'd be a better pitcher than most of the Cubs pitchers. I think he would help the White Sox. I think the guy is a good
Well,
pitcher.
he'd sure move into the Cub rotation because 3 of their starters are on the DL.
Well, even, as somebody said to me, even before they went on the DL, they weren't very good pitchers. But the point is that this guy, scouts say this guy can win.
I feel sorry for him.
Hey, Bill, you know, lost in this hubbub, in talking about the Mets, what a strange team they are, because a lot of circumstances involved you. You got to be able to keep going out. You got to have a team that's not performing correctly. Lost in this with the fact that the Mets themselves, as a team, broke an 86-year-old National League record for the longest consecutive amount of time for not winning 2 games in a row. This goes back to 1907. It was sent by the Cardinals. They have now not won 2 games in a row.
And what's the reason for that?
It's because you don't have a stopper.
No, it's because of their defense. It's a terrible defensive team, and I don't care who would be pitching for them.
But remember, Young only got, I don't know how many losses this year. 6, 7, 8, I don't know.
Well, I feel sorry.
He had 11 in
genuinely
relief
do.
before they made a starter out of him.
Yeah, I mean, that's hard to lose all your games in relief.
It's hard to lose all your games, period.
Relievers do lose some games.
You'd think
but-
that sometime the power would be on and your guys would swing the bats and you'd win 11
Well,
to 9
they're not
or
supporting
something.
him at all. You know,
No,
I mean, they get
neither offensively nor, as Bill points out,
Young is
defensively.
0-10
This
this year. 0-10. So
He gets losses at an amazing rate, too.
Well, I wonder what his ERA is compared to McDowell, who's got 12 victories. McDowell's ERA, I'll bet